We are here skiing the US Nationals.
Met on the water, and we're going to live our life on the water.
The pick to win this event is obviously Keith St. Ange, multiple-time world champion. He's been doing this longer than most of us have been alive. We got to take the captain out.
Leading the pack right now.
And he averaged around 13,000 points.
Jackson's third and final jump. As of right now, he's in fourth place with 22.7 meters.
Well, my big competition is going to be Jackson Gerard. He's only 14 years old, killing me, these little guys.
It's always pushing yourself, pushing your limits, and every time you go out and ski.
From Australia, just hanging out over here, doing some barefoot and hanging out with the Americans and New Zealanders and having a blast. Out on the water, we're so competitive, we're all great mates here, that's what makes it so awesome.
Ended up falling on my first trick, but the second round back turned out pretty good. Got my run in, and yeah, that's absolutely killing it.
To ski the best I can. All those top guys they're competing against each other. For me, if I can continue to beat my PB, then great. If I ski the best I can and everyone else does, then the best person wins. It's a neat thing to be involved in.
Jump now. We'll get a result very shortly because Betsy's going to go and get me a walkie-talkie so I can understand what the results are. But coming into the course right now is Corey Jones. For men's A, here he comes up towards the ramp now. Pops it just nicely. Unfortunately, his feet does slip out a little bit, but skis away and puts number 1 on the board. in this event, we have up to 13 skiers, and this will be the last event of the day. And then we're going to go straight into prize giving and the banquet for tonight. So the conditions here are pretty good today, but unfortunately there is a storm coming in, so we're going to make sure we can get this event out of the way in the next hour or so. So Adrian Adams, I'm not quite sure how big he jumped, but we're going to get a result very shortly, and he'll be coming back in on jump number 2. Corey Jones jumped number 1, and we will get the results for you. I should hear them, right? I doubt it. Oh, international. Oh, yeah, second. So down the far end in the orange boat is Adrian Adams. I'm not quite sure what his first jump was, but I'll try to get that result for you. Okay, he unfortunately got a 0. Okay, eyes on the water. Here comes the boat now, coming in towards the course for his second jump. He's called around about 42 miles an hour, I believe, and you can see him cutting outside the weight, clearing the stuff off the handle, up towards the jump. Oh, it's a nice little jump there. Unfortunately, lands a little bit hard on his butt and loses the handle, so that's going to be a no jump. So that's 2 jumps down with 1 to go. Corey Jones in the boat now, I believe, going down. Next skier after that, be Mark Corey, followed by Donald. Can we get a distance recorded on the microphone, please? Just need results.
Of what?
Of the jump. I've got that far because that's easy. Lost the handle.
What did Corey Jones do? How about like anything from maybe flying from like out that way?
So this is the last event of the US Barefoot Water Ski Nationals for 2018. What a great weekend it has been. This is day 3. And to be honest, it hasn't rained a lot, but it is coming in very shortly. We've got about an hour left of this whole event. But it's been a great tournament, just under 60 skiers from all around the state of America. We've had a couple of international skiers as well, and they've also skied very well and got a lot of skiers getting ready for the World Championships, which is going to be in Canada in around about 3 weeks' time. So Aiden Adams is out there now. He's unfortunately missed 2 jumps, got 1 more to go, so he's going to be thinking of what he has to do to ski away. It was a good-sized jump, however, but landed a little bit hard on his butt and unfortunately lost the handle. Come on, bud. Come on down. Okay, here comes Corey Jones now. I believe it's his second or third jump. I'm not quite sure, but coming into the ramp right now. Here he goes, pops it up the top there, leans back a little bit too far, and unfortunately he loses the handle again. Can you hear me now? So Corey Jones with 1 more jump to go.
Jackson too. Yeah, Jackson had 19-6.
So we've got Adrian Adams down the far end now, being towed into the sand on the orange boat. Here he comes now, cuts outside that wash. He's unfortunately, I don't believe he's made any jumps yet. He's got one more jump to go. He's got to put the points on the board. He'll be thinking now, how am I going to do this? I can do it as he comes up towards the ramp. He presses on that ramp and so close. Unfortunately, he tumbles sideways, takes a hit but holds on and tries to ski away, but unfortunately loses the handle, and that's going to be a 0 score for Adrian, but well done. And now we move on to the next skier, which I believe will be Mark McCauley.
That's probably one of the best scores ever on the same. Want me to do it for you? Jackson, I'd like to get one with Jackson too.
Okay, folks, very shortly now the yellow boat Bumblebee will be coming down, towing Mark McCauley for his first out of 3 jumps. We've got 13 skiers here this weekend in this event. Men's B, men's A, masters, men's, all mixed up. It's a seeded event, so the lowest score goes first, followed to the highest. The biggest jump in this event so far has been 12 meters, but here he comes now from the left-hand side, just cutting outside the wash, waiting for that boat speed to speed up. Mark's called around about 43 miles an hour. Here he comes up towards the ramp. He pushes a little bit hard, he holds on, he skis away. It's an excellent effort and puts a good score on the board. We're probably looking, it's going to be around that 9 to 10 meter mark. Unfortunately, his feet did slip out a little bit, causing him to lose the distance. That was Corey Jones.
Jump 3, Mark McCauley.
Now coming up. But it had, the name was on there, it was wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I got that wrong there. That was actually Corey Jones on his third jump. And now going out there is Donald Stopes with Mark McCauley down the far end behind the orange boat currently.
Let me get a couple of my phone with you, and a couple with Jackson, and then we'll get all 3 of us.
Okay, now here comes Mark McCauley on his first jump, coming into the view now, cutting outside the wake, coming up. Here we go, and over the ramp he goes. Oh, an excellent jump. Gets a good little bit of distance. He was really happy with that jump.
Lexi jumped 10.3. Father-daughter.
Oh, okay. So the little competition going here that Lexi, Mark's daughter, jumped 10.3 meters. So Mark's going to have to beat that score, and that's a very, very close distance, I'm sure, and that'll be well in the 10-meter mark. The announcers now got a So we've got Don Stopes down the far end now. He's in the water coming down for his first jump out of his 3. He's got to beat a 9.9 from Mark McCauley. Here he comes, sliding outside the wake now, getting into position, coming up towards the ramp. Wants to get that good little pop off the top. Here he comes now over the ramp. Oh, he takes up a little bit of around to the 180, but it tumbles up just before the stand-up boy. So that's going to be a credited jump, very, very close. Around about the 8 metre mark. Unfortunately, he lost a little bit of distance with his feet getting pushed up in the air. So you can see on the action replay that he got a lot of bouncing, he tumbled, and he just got round in time and gets the points on the board.
Jump result. I think it was 9.9. They're not getting the scores down here. 9.9? Not getting the scores down here, eh?
Okay, here he comes now in for jump number 2. Will he get past that 9.9 metre mark? Here he goes. Oh, that's excellent distance. That was well done by Mark, but unfortunately doesn't get his landing gear down quick enough and loses that handle and gets a no score. But that was around about a 12 metre fall by Mark. So he's really, really, really pushing it out there tonight. And as you can see him on the way back, coming up towards the ramp, he gets a good little push on the ramp there, lifts up his handle a little bit too much and lands too hard on his back. His feet slip out and loses the handle. But we see Don back in the boat now, going back for jump number 3, I believe. Made jump number 1. We didn't get a score on what it was, but he's definitely got one on the board. Next set of skiers now is Joe Knapp and Jimmy Torres. Nope. Frustrating. So this weekend we've obviously got the 2 sangers. We've got the orange sanger and the yellow sanger. The yellow sanger is called Bumblebee, but we really need to give the orange sanger a name. But coming down here right now, these beautiful barefoot boats coming towards the course. We've got Don Stopes coming in for, I believe, his 3rd jump. Here he goes, cutting outside the wake now, up towards the ramp. He gets a good little distance. Oh, feet to feet nearly. So a very, very tidy jump by Don Stopes. Unfortunately, that style doesn't quite give him enough distance. And as you can see, here comes Donald now coming in towards the ramp. Quite a low style, and as he goes over the ramp, his knees go up, taking up all the shock and absorb that he needs from that ramp to get some distance, and that's why his jumps are only around about the 6 to 7 metre mark. But in saying that, very, very tidy skiing by Donald. The what? Okay, we've got a distance there of 6.7 meters for Don Stopes. Okay, here comes Mark on his third and final jump. Wants to put a good score here, and he's doing very, very well right now. Here he comes. He can get a good 12 to 40 meter distance here. Up towards the ramp he goes. He flies, he holds on, and he skis it away. He'll be very, very happy with that jump. And that will be his last jump of the day. So you can see Mark coming up towards the ramp. He's got quite a low start, but just before he gets to the ramp, he lifts up there, pulls his shoulders back a little bit too far, and that's why he gets that really, really heavy type of landing. But he holds on well and skis away. Wow, what a good score. 11.3 meters for Mark. He's going to be extremely happy with that score, and that also puts him into top seed for men's A jump. And he bet his daughter by, she did 10.3 meters, and he did a whole meter more of 11.3. So, third and final jump. Here comes Donald Stopes now coming up towards the ramp. Put on a 6.7 meter jump. Needs to get a lot more here, and I'm sure he will. Coming out towards, oh, what a beautiful jump. Increased that by quite a lot then. Didn't crush as much as he did on the first one, and that's definitely going to be an increase on the 6.7 meter jump. So Don's going to be very happy with that jump, and we'll get that score very, very shortly.
Stopes' third jump was 9.3.
A definite improvement of 9.3 meters for Don Stopes. And that, of course, puts him in the lead for men's B. So, getting into the water now is Jimmy Torres, and down the far end is Joe Knapp. Joe Knapp is a seeded score of 6.6. Jimmy Torres a seeded score of 8.9. But right now, here comes the Tiger Boat coming in towards the course now, and this is Joe Knapp. Comes up towards the ramp now. Here he is. Gets the timing, skis away, very, very tidy. He's extremely happy with that jump. And he'd be skiing in Masters Men's. We have two competitors here in Masters Men's, Joe Knapp and Jimmy Torres. Joe Knapp jumped to 6.6 this year, and Jimmy Torres jumped in 8.9. So Joe Knapp getting into the boat now. He's very intense and a very excited skier, and he just has an extreme amount of passion. And he loves telling you about the sport of barefoot water skiing. And I can tell you right now, he'll be absolutely pumped with the jump that he just got now. Okay, Joe Knapp, 6.7 meters. So that's going to put a little bit of pressure on Jimmy Torres, who's got a seasonal best of 8.9. Joe Knapp.
41 nationals, 41 jumps at every U.S. national.
Okay, Jimmy Torres coming into the course now. So he's actually jumped an 8.9 this season. Coming up towards the ramp, cruising around about 42 miles an hour as he cuts out to the surface. Here he goes, times it well. Unfortunately, slips a little bit on the ramp, but makes it and skis away for jump number 1.
Kevin Keith, if you're out there, could you come to the bar? Kevin Keith, could you come to the bar, please?
I'll grab that beer now too. Okay. Okay, here we go. You can see in the replay as he comes up towards the jump. Okay, I lost the mic, but I'm back again. Okay, so Jimmy Torres got a 6.1 meters, and here's Joe Knapp with 6.7. Joe Knapp's down the other end. Now, here's an interesting fact. Joe Knapp has competed in every single national tournament that's been in the US. 41 US nationals. He has jumped in every US nationals. Thank you, sir. And I spoke to Joe today. He's an absolute character, got massive amount of passion, and coming into the course now on jump number 2. Did a 6.7. Can he improve on that and get ahead of Jimmy Torres? Whoa, over the ramp he goes, skis and stands it up. Not sure if it's bigger or not, but it's extremely close. So you can see him coming up towards the jump. Over the ramp he goes. Unfortunately, his knees go a little bit too high, absorbs the ramp's pressure, and gets a slightly reduced ramp distance than what he wanted in jump number 1. Okay, the same distance as jump number 1, a 6.7 meter jump for Joe Knapp with one more jump to go. Still putting pressure on Jimmy Torres, sitting back at 6.1. There's only 2 guys in this event for the Masters Men Division. Then straight after that, we go into Men's A and Men's B. So someone's definitely going to take out the silver this afternoon, but who's going to be taking out the gold for Master Men's? Will it be Joe Knapp? Will it be Jimmy Torres? And we're going to find out very, very shortly as Jimmy Torres comes in for jump number 2. Did a 6.1. Here he comes now. Up towards the ramp he goes. Nice and secure. Gets on that ramp. Oh, he gets a good little bit of distance. You can see the distance he got from his first jump. Pulled the handle down a little bit, but he was very, very secure. Landed that ski and skied away. So on the replay, you can see Jimmy coming up towards the ramp, very, very focused. Gets that timing a little bit better than jump number 1. There he goes. Holds it, a little bounce, and then skis away. Gets points on the board. And I'm sure that's going to be bigger than the 6.1 of jump number 1. Oh, and I've got a score here of 8.2 meters. That puts him in the lead for Joe Knapp of 6.7. Joe's got one more jump to go, and so has Jimmy, to find out who's going to have the gold medal. But right now, Jimmy's taken the gold, put it in his pocket, and he's waiting, and he needs one more jump to see if he can secure. So Joe's got a big, huge skiing feat here to go, 6.7. He needs to jump another 1.8 meters. But I'm sure Joe Knapp will be down there at the moment. He'll be talking his butt off to the judges, giving him all the instructions that's required. This guy's got so much passion in barefoot water skiing. The US Nationals, 41st Nationals, and Joe Knapp coming up towards the ramp has skied in every one of these tournaments. Here he goes now, over the ramp. Oh, it's good distance too. A lot better jump there, and I'm sure that's going to be well over the 6.7 meter mark. Will it be 8.3, and will he take the gold medal off Jim? You can see Joe Knapp now coming up towards, there he is now. Gets a little bit more of a pop and stands up. Joe will be happy with that distance, but will it be enough? Okay, I've got a score here. 7.0 meters for Joe Knapp. So that's an increase of 6.7. Well done. But unfortunately, that brings it back into silver with Jimmy Torres. One more jump, but he's got a gold medal secured around his neck. The next two skiers going out now is going to be Blake Ellis and Eric Corey. Blake Ellis comes into this tournament with a 9.4 meter jump, and Eric comes into this event with 10.4. But eyes on the water now. Here comes Jimmy Torres coming into the course now. Did an 8.2. Can he get better than that as he comes up? Pops off the top. Oh, a good little jump. Unfortunately, lands back a little bit too hard and loses that handle. But he had nothing to lose, and congratulations, takes out the gold with an 8.2 meter jump for Masters Men's, followed by Joe Knapp with Masters Men's of 7.1. Here he goes. You can see him coming up towards the ramp now. He gets a good little lift. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a hard landing and doesn't quite ski away. And that was a 7.3 meter fall for Jimmy, so he's going to take that 8.2 gold, and he's going to be very happy with that result. Next two skiers on the water now is going to be Blake Ellis and Eric Corey. I'm not going in the boat. I held out. This is my first bought beer. So, folks, we've got 7 more skiers to go. Blake Ellis, Eric Corey, Lee Stone, Chad Sutherland, Rick Stenson, Logan Walters, and David Wheeler. But right now on the water, here comes Blake Ellis coming into this course with 9.4 meters. What's he going to do? Here he comes. Oh, what a jump! Excellent, and skis away. That's good points on the board, and he'd be very happy with that result. And so far, leading the event now is Mark Crawley with 11.3 meters. So that's the one to beat. Eric Coyer, men's B, is up against Donald Stopes, and I got a score here of Blake Ellis of 9.4 meters. So he's sitting in second place now for men's A. Donald Stopes is in men's B of 9.3, and right now we've got men's B skier Eric Kura coming into the course. There's only going to be 2 men's B skiers, and Eric needs to ski over a 9.3 to take out the gold. Currently, Donald Stopes is sitting there with gold in his back pocket, and he's on the bank, and he's just sitting there. He's got a guaranteed silver, but will he get a gold medal? So we've got the drone flying just above Bumblebee, and you can see the next skier on the water, which is Eric Coyer. Now, he comes in this event with a seated score this year of 10.4 meters. So this is a big jumper in this event. Our biggest jump in the seated scores coming into this event is of 12 meters, which is Dave Wheeler. But coming into the course right now, here comes Eric. All eyes on the water. What's he going to do? He can jump well over the 10 meter mark. Cuts out towards the ramp. Here he goes. Whoa, over the ramp. Oh, extremely tidy. Extremely tidy jump by Eric. Lands so soft and so positive. Not sure if he gets all the height that he wants, but that's going to get very, very close to the 10, maybe 11 meter mark. So you can see him coming up towards the ramp now. Very focused. Times it. Unfortunately, his knees get a little bit too high, higher than he really wants to. So he doesn't get the lift that's required on the ramp. So he's probably not going to break that 10 meter mark, but we'll get a result Very, very close. Here we got a score. Eric gets 9.6 meters. So Donald Stolp sits on 9.3, so he slips back into silver place. Eric now gets the gold medal with 2 more jumps to go in the men's B division. So he's getting into the boat now. You can see him very, very excited, just adjusting his gear. Down the other end, we've got the Orange Tiger. The skiers jumped in the water. It's Blake Ellis coming in for jump number 2. Jump number 1, he jumped 9.4 meters. So he's cutting outside the wash. You can see the drone. Here he comes now in towards the course. Will he get past the 10-meter mark? Here he goes, jumps over. Oh, he lands back. Unfortunately, his feet slip a little bit too much on the ramp and doesn't get the distance he wants, but he still holds on and skis away. So in the repeat slow-mo, you can see Eric coming. You can see Blake Ellis coming up towards the ramp now. Gets the little lift he wants, pulls his shoulders back, and doesn't get the distance that was required, and gets quite a hard fall, but holds on and skis away. Okay, there we got a score. Blake Ellis, 9.6 meters. Ellis. So Blake Ellis, he's got 1 more jump to go. Jumped a 9.4 and a 9.6. Mark Crawley is sitting on 11.3. So that's the one to beat today for men's A is 11.3 meters. So Eric's jumped in the water. He's the last men's B skier. He's got 9.6 meters, so he's secured the gold place, but he's got 2 jumps to go, so he can really go out there now and rock it for the men's B grade. There he goes now, coming up towards the ramp, called 43 miles an hour. Gets up towards the ramp now, gets a good bit of timing, very, very smooth. Oh, he's going to be extremely happy with that jump. Got a lot more distance than jump number 1. Jump number 1 was 9.6 meters. What will jump number 2 be? There you go. You can see Eric going over the ramp now on the replay. Very smooth, very tidy jump. And I'm sure he'll be happy with that result we'll get very, very shortly. Okay, so it's just a 0.1 increase, so 9.6 for jump 1, 9.7 for jump 2, with 1 more jump to go. 9.7 meters. So Blake Eel is currently sitting in 2nd place in men's A grade, I believe, with a 9.7. 11.3 is the score they have to beat, but coming down the lake now is Blake Ellis in the men's A division with a score of 9.6 in jump number 2. Here he comes, jump number 3. Up towards the ramp he goes, pops it off the top. Oh, really tries to push hard and lost a foot out the front. Loses all traction, lands very, very hard on his bum and loses the handle and gets a 0 reading for number 3. So you can see on the replay here comes Blake Ellis up towards the ramp. He really wants to get a bigger distance now. As he comes up towards the ramp, you can see a foot slips out, so he's slightly cutting, lands very hard on his bum and loses that handle. Swimming back in now, but I'm sure he's very happy with his score, sitting in 2nd place, I believe. Next skier out on the water is going to be Lee Stone. And Chad Sutherland. Okay, eyes of the water, here it comes. Eric coming in his third and final jump. He's got the gold medal in his pocket. Over the top. Oh, how tidy is that? Nearly lands feet to feet. Unfortunately, his knees get a little bit too high, but he's very solid. Doesn't slip too much on that ramp. It gets a very, very tidy distance. Does he break the 10-meter mark? So you can see on the replay as he comes up towards the ramp, see how his knees come up? You'll lose a little bit of traction and distance on that, but extremely tidy. It makes the landing very easy and simple. It's extremely... Okay, there it goes. Didn't quite make the 10-meter mark and has a 9.5 meter score. And that puts him in first place in men's B. Okay, the rest of the jumpers now. We've got 5 more skiers to go, and these are the men's A group. Lee Stone, Chad Sutherland, Rick Stenson, Logan Walters, and David Wheeler. So we're going to increase some distance here. Lee Stone comes into a seeded score this year of 11 meters. Chad Sutherland, 11.2. Rick Stenson of 11.2. Logan Walters, 11.4. And David Wheeler, 12 meters. So all these skiers very capable of catching out. And are they going to push Mark, who's sitting in first place here in the men's A division with 11.3 meters? So that's the target, folks. 11.3 meters for this event. Coming in here is Lee Stone. Taps it on the head. Here he comes. Adjusts himself up towards the ramp. Over the top he goes. A good opening ramp. Pops off the top of the water and skis it away. So Lee's going to be very happy with jump number 1. He's got 2 more to go. Not sure if he jumped past the 11.3 mark, however. But you'll see on the replay here, here comes Lee Stone up towards the ramp, pushes it a little bit, gets his shoulders back, has a struggle in standing up, skis away, and gets a score of 10 meters. So that puts Lee Stone into silver, into second place, just behind Mark McCrawley. So Mark's feeling quite comfortable now. He's got that gold medal in the back of his pocket. It's not official, but he's holding on to it very, very tight. He can't do much about it but look. And but he's very, very happy right now for 11.3. Lee Stone just punched out a 10 meter. We still got 4 more skiers to go, and they've all jumped over 11 meters this season. So Chad Sutherland's just gone down the end there now. He's jumped the water. He's giving his instructions. I met Chad for the first time on a plane coming into Florida, flying around there for way too long. Chad's quite a character and done a lot of work this weekend with the video review. So really appreciate the work that Chad's done this weekend. Quite a character as well. We've got Lee Stone out there as well. He's putting his helmet back on, adjusting it. So we got 4 more skiers to go. Chad Sutherland, Rick Stenson, Logan Walters, and David Wheeler. They will finish off the Nationals for 2018 here down in Polk County on Winton, Florida. This is my 3rd Nationals being here this year from New Zealand, and I tell you what, these Nationals here in the USA is one thing that you guys around the world really need to come to. The conditions here down in down at Lake Grove is unbelievable. The water's outstandingly. It's warm, it's calm, it's a great atmosphere, and it's probably one of the best nationals I've been to for a long time. But all eyes on the water now. Down the far end, I've got Bumblebee. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. They're doing something, not coming down straight away. But we do have 4 to 5 more skiers to go in this event. Lee Stone, Chad Sutherland, Rick Stenson, Logan Walder, and David Wheeler.
Pedernales Construction is a proud sponsor of the 2018 U.S. Barefoot Nationals and Team Ehlers.
So we just got the skier down the other end, just doing a slight, quickly equipment adjustment, and very shortly we'll be back in action. Chad Sutherland on jump number 1. Now he's had a center score of around about 11 metres, so he can jump quite well. Here he comes now in towards the course. Over the ramp he goes. Oh! Unfortunately, cutting a little bit too tight and goes sideways as he comes off the ramp and doesn't have a chance of skiing out of jump number 1. Now you'll see on the replay, here comes Chad up towards the ramp now, focusing very strong, pulling very, very hard. You can see the 1 foot slips on the jump. He pulls the handle on and unfortunately lands very, very hard on his butt and doesn't ski away. So that's jump. But however, that was a 11.9 meter fall for Chad, but unfortunately doesn't ski away and gets a 0 score. With 2 more jumps to go, down the far end we've got Lee Stone. He's already got a 10 meters jump. 2 more jumps to go, jump number 2 and jump number 3. Lee has the capability of jumping well in the 12 metre mark, but he needs this weekend to jump over 11.3 metres to take out the gold. So Mark McCauley, here he is, a men's A, sits on the bank with 11.3 metre jump, gold medal in his pocket. Here comes Lee Stone for jump number 2. Already got a 10 metre jump on the board, cuts up towards the ramp now. Here he goes. Oh, it's a good little distance. Not sure if it's going to get past that 10 metre mark or not, but definitely putting pressure on Mark Crawley. I can say that for sure. So here he goes, jumps over the ramp there just now, skis away. But unfortunately that distance wasn't captured, and
don't catch it on the jump computer, it's not a reride because it's recorded on the video camera. Over.
So reride because he has no jump score.
Yes, but can't you get that off the video camera because that's being recorded and you have to chase it later? You may have to speak to Dale and he'll clarify it for you.
So we didn't get a score just yet. The video had a little hitch, but it's okay. They'll be able to get that score. We'll get it very, very shortly, probably afterwards, but it's okay. 10 metres on the jump, down the far end. We have Chad Sutherland. So jump number 1 was 11.9 metre full. Here he comes into the course now. He's got to ski. He's got to stand this one up. On jump number 2, over the top he goes. Oh, he falls really, really, really hard. Out the front door he goes. Even loses his helmet. And unfortunately doesn't ski away. That's a good jump distance, but it's going to be a 0 for Chad with one more jump to go. Lee Stone now goes down the far end on jump number 3. So we didn't get a reading on Lee Stone's jump number 2, but we'll get that just after the event. They'll go back to recording. And then we have Rick Stenson, Logan Brown, and David Wheeler. So there's 11.7 metre full for Chad. So he's just regaining himself now and putting himself together there on the water, and then put his helmet back on. He's still in good spirits there with one more jump to go. Like I said, he's quite a character and been a very, very hard worker this tournament. And as you can see, there's a great shot here of Lake Crew. The drones this weekend have done an absolutely outstanding job. And you can see how gorgeous and how great the site is and the facilities is here at Lake Crew for the 2018 Nationals. So you can see the fall there on replay, and as Chad hits the water very, very hard. That was an excellent fall by Chad, but he lives to make another day, and he's got one more jump to go. Okay, here it comes. Lee Stone for his third and final jump. Up towards the ramp now. Is he going to get past that 10 metre mark? He needs to get 11.3 to catch the gold. Up towards the ramp he goes. Over the top he goes. Not as big as what he wanted, but he stands it out. Well, I think he stands it out. He may have lost a handle right at the end, so it's going to be very, very close whether it's a stand up or a loss. Okay, that's a jump. That's a good jump for Lee Stone. Stands it up just in time. Okay, that was a 9.2 metre jump for Lee Stone. 10 metres on jump 1 and 9.2 on jump.
9.2 meters, 9.2 for Lee.
But when they go to the video review and merge, the jump will be excluded. That will be excluded? No, the reride will be. What it is, if they miss a jump, they go back to the camera and they pull it off the camera. So you can play it again. But just in case they can't, they'll back up. But they should be able to. If they miss a jump, they, the jump security shouldn't turn off. On this last one, or which one did
Okay, eyes on the water, everybody. Here it is. Men's A skier Chad Sutherland had a fall of 11.9, had a fall of 11 meters. Has not skied out yet. Jump number 3. Here he comes. He's got to ski this one out. Over the ramp he goes. Oh, and he holds on. He'll be really happy to make sure he skied out of that. Probably not the distance that he wanted, but definitely held on and skied away and put points on the board. Now, will it be over 10 meters and beat Lee Stone and take the silver place? Or was it 11.3 meter jump? You can see here on the replay as he comes up towards the ramp. He pushes, but he pulls back too hard. His feet slip out and unfortunately doesn't use the ramp and gets a distance under 10 meters. Yes, that was a small jump, but at least he put points on the board. 7.2 meters for Chad Sutherland. Mark McCauley, men's A skier, still sitting on the bank with a gold medal in his pocket of 11.3 meters. Next skiers on the water will be Rick Stenson. Lee Stone's got one more jump to go, and then we've got Logan Walters and David Wheeler.
Lads.
Okay, eyes on the water. Here comes Lee Stone for his third and final jump. Can he jump past the 10 meter mark? Oh, there's a beautiful jump by Lee. He's going to be extremely happy that he skied out of that jump. Did he get past the 10 meter mark? I don't think it would be 11.3 meters, but he's going to be extremely happy with that jump. You can see on the replay here as he comes in towards the jump, he's really focused. He gets a good little bit of push, but unfortunately the right leg gets a little too low, and they're going to catch that on the jump program, and that's going to cost him a little bit of money. And yes, it did. We got a score here of 8.3 meters for Lee Stone. 8.2. Okay, they can hear me. Yeah, that foot dragon. You caught it, eh? Oh. So the top 3 in men's A now is Mark McCauley with 11.3 meters, followed by Blake Ellis, I believe. With 9.6. And then we get into, I'm going to take that back again. Lee Stone is in second place with 10 meters, followed by Blake Ellis with 9.6.
I'm giving you a tip. Oh, what's your drink? Yingling? Oh, sure. Yeah, I know I got it. Just a Yingling? Is this empty? Yep.
Wow, this has been a very exciting event today, everybody, with men's B, men's A, and master men's jump. And we've got 3 more jumpers to go. Rick Stenson, Logan Walters, and David Wheeler. Top seeded skier right now is Mark McCauley. He's got 11.3 meters, and as we get closer and closer to these last 3 skiers, Mark's getting more and more excited. But the boat's coming into the water right now, and here comes Rick Stenson for his first jump out of 3 jumps. Comes into the seeded score of 11.2 meters. What can he do right now? Whoa! What a beautiful jump by Rick Stenson. That's going to put a massive amount of pressure onto Mark. And that could be well into the 11 meter marks. You can see him now on the replay as he comes up towards the jump. He's in a good position, pushes off well, doesn't pull the handle in, lands on his feet and skis away and gets those points. So Mark's going to be very happy. Rick's going to be very happy with that jump score. But will it be over 11.3 meters? And we're going to get that score very shortly. Go, bud. That'll be fine. 10.8 meters. That pushes him into second place. So there we have it. Mark's still in first place with 11.3, but we have the new silver medal guy with Rick Stenson at 10.8. So coming into, now coming into the field now, we've got a new skier, Logan Walters. He can jump 11.4 coming into the seated score. Here he comes now up towards the ramp. Oh, he gets a good pop, but unfortunately he loses the handle. And that's be a 0 score on jump number 1. 2 more jumps to go for Logan. Unfortunately, you can see on the replay that we can get very, very shortly. Here it is now on the replay. Coming up towards the jump as he pushes off. One leg drops really, really early. So even if he would have made the jump, unfortunately, the jump computer would have caught that leg and he got a 7.5 meter fall. Two more skiers to go. Rick Stenson, Logan Walters, and David Wheeler. So it's been a great event today, folks. Here we have Mark McCrawley sitting on 11.3 meters. That's put him well in the good space. He's got the gold medal in his pocket. He can't have it around his neck just yet. He's got to wait. 3 more skiers to go, and then he's going to find out where he sits. Will Rick Stenson get past 10.8 meters? He needs 11.4. Oh, did you fall hard? Oh. You got 11.9 fall. 11.9? Number 1. Number 1. No, the fall. Fall. No, you had the biggest fall. Okay, guys, eyes on the water. Here it comes. Rick Stenson on jump number 2. Jumped to 10.8 meters. He needs 11.4 meters to take a gold medal. Up towards the ramp. Popped it off the top. Woohoo! Now that is some serious distance for this round in this men's division and men's A jump. That's really going to put some pressure on Mark now, and I believe that could be well over 11.3 meters. We're going to find that out very, very shortly, and we may just have a new leader. And you can see on the replay there, it was a good takeoff off the ramp, didn't lose too much, and Rick's going to be very happy with that jump, I'm sure. Jump score?
Stenson 11.6.
Oh, hey! Okay, Rick Stenson now takes out a gold medal so far of 11.6 meters. So Rick Stenson will be very happy with the 11.6 meter jump. That now slips Mark McCrawley into 11.3 to take the silver. Unconfirmed, however, because we've got 2 more skiers, and right now on the water we do have Logan Walters coming in towards the jump now, jumps over the top. Unfortunately, slips a little bit too much on the ramp, doesn't get the kick that he wants, and doesn't get into that 11 meter mark. So remember, Lee Stone's sitting in 3rd place here with 10 meters. You can see on the replay, comes up towards the jump, gets a little bit of a push, gets some good pop, however, but the feet just slip out in front of him a little bit too much. That's going to kill that distance that he wants. So we've got 3 more skiers to go. A little bit of lightning in the background, but I'm sure we're going to get this event finished. Logan's back in the boat now. He's got 1 more jump to go.
Can you give me the score again? Over.
8.7 for Logan. 8.7.
Roger.
Okay, there it goes. 8.7 meters for Logan Walters. So our top 3 skiers now getting very close to the end now is Rick Stenson. One more jump to go with 11.6 metres. Mark McCauley with 11.3. And if I'm not wrong, we've got Lee Stone with 10 metres. One more skier to go after Logan Walters. We got Dave Wheeler. So once we've finished this event, we're going to go straight into prize giving, followed by the banquet on this absolutely outstanding venue. But first of all, coming into the water now, we have the Bumblebee. And it is, I'm sure, it could possibly be actually Dave Wheeler. I'm not quite sure. No, it's Rick Stetson coming in for jump number 3. Over the top he goes. Oh, and he definitely pushes it that little bit more, but unfortunately doesn't ski away. That'll be really interesting to see what the fall was. But Rick Stetson swims in. Now here he goes. You can see now on the replay, he comes up towards the ramp. He wants to get that little bit more distance. As he pushes really, really hard, his shoulders go back, lands very hard on his bum and loses the handle. But in saying that, he's got an 11.6 meter jump in the bag. Wow, that was a 12.6 meter fall for Rick Stenson. So if Rick could have got that jump, he would have been extremely happy, and that would have probably put him into a guaranteed gold. But right now he's got the unsecured gold. Under his jump helmet as he comes out of the water is a gold medal. He can't take that out until Dave Wheeler has skied. So he's going to sit on the bank and wait for that moment to see if he's going to come and get beaten by 11.6. Yours. That was mine. It's yours now. Dom, save it for me. Shout at me. Okay, eyes in the water. Here we come now. I'm pretty sure this is Dave Wheeler. No, it's Logan Walters. Here he comes, Logan Walters over the jump. Oh, that's extremely tidy. Is there a Dave Wheeler here, Ben? Ben, hey Ben, is there a Dave Wheeler here? Where? Oh, there. Okay, so that's a great jump by, here you can see Logan coming up towards the jump now, gets a good little kick, very, very tidy. So it'll be interesting to see what he did get on that particular jump. Will it be past 11.6 meters? Okay, so for Logan Walters, that's a 10 meter jump. Well, that's a tie for third place with Lee Stone. So the last skier of the day will be David Wheeler. He has to beat 11.6 meters if he wants to get a gold, 11.3 if he wants to get the silver, or 10 meters to get the bronze. And he will be the last skier of this event for this Nationals of 2018. It's been absolute blast, everybody. And to have this amount of competitors in these conditions just before the World Championships, it really is pumping up the sport of barefoot water skiing. And I'm looking so forward to seeing this link that we've had done by footin.com and the work that they've done, and seeing what the worlds are going to be like in Canada in approximately 2 weeks' time. But right down the other end now, we've got Bumblebee coming in for his first jump. Here it goes, David Wheeler. He needs to jump 11.6 meters. This is extremely intense. Will he do this on jump number 1 as he comes up towards the ramp? Here he goes. He pops it off the top. Oh, and unfortunately, he loses the handle. It was a lovely little jump, probably putting him in the 10 to 11 meter bracket. So you can see on the replay, he's nice and tidy and clean. Up the ramp he goes. He loses a little bit of distance as his feet slip out in front of him, and doesn't get the distance he wants. Lands hard onto his bum and loses the handle.
Slow down.
2 more jumps to go for Dave Wheeler. Rick Stenson sitting in here with 11.6 meters. That's the target for this afternoon. 11.6 meters, and that'll give him the gold medal. Okay, David Wheeler, he's going out for it. He fell on a 10.3 metre fall. That would have put him in third place, but unfortunately he loses the handle. That gives him 0 jump, but he does have 2 more jumps to go. So Dave Wheeler really putting the pressure out here. Jump number 1 gets past that 10 metre mark. You can see him getting in the boat now. Unfortunately, it was a fall. But he's still got 2 more jumps to go. He knows what he has to do. He only has to jump 11.6 metres. Doesn't have to go for 12 or 13 or 14. He doesn't have to be a David Small of 29 or 30. It's just, he just needs 11.7 metres. So Bumblebee goes down to the end of the lake for jump number 2 out of the 3 jumps we've got to go. There's only 2 more jumps to go of the day. The other boat, the orange boat, the tiger boat, that'll be parked on the other side now. It won't be coming through anymore. They're finished for the day. I got Rick Stenson on the beach here now, still in his wetsuit, praying to God that David Wheeler doesn't go past 11.6. I'm sure if he does, he will congratulate him. However, if you... That's because I can't sing. Okay, Bumblebee, here he comes on jump number 2. Rick Stenson jumped a 10.3. It was a fall, unfortunately, that gives him a 0. Here comes in jump number 1. Up towards the jump now. He's got to ski it out. Here he goes. Oh! He skis it away. Gets the points on the board, but unfortunately, his feet go a little bit too far in front of him, and he won't break that 10 metre mark.
Is it right here on the, is it on the end right here? We got to get some G's going, man. This is like dead.
And now you can see him coming up towards the ramp now, trying to get that score. You can see the feet flick out in front of him, and he lands really, really hard on his butt. So that's a good score, puts points on the board, but probably won't push him into the gold place. Can you replay that comment? Over.
10 meters for David Wheeler. 10.
Okay, David Wheeler gets 10 metres. That actually puts it in also with Lee Stone with 10 metres. And Logan Walters with 10 metres. So I really need to know what the rules are on that factor, and I should do, but because it's only a bronze, I got a feeling they're going to either share it or lose it. Okay, I've got the information. If you've got 3 people in third place, they go and cut it into thirds. That's what a third medal's all about.